1996 or 7, we think.
1996.
And I worked at Chi-Chi's in Bloomington, Indiana. He started working in the kitchen, and I was a server there, and that's how we met. I gave him my phone number.
Not directly, though.
Yeah,
Right?
I handed it to somebody to give to you.
Yeah. And I thought it was Julie's phone number.
It was so
And then
funny.
It said Sheila. I'm like,
Right.
Sheila.
He still called me though, so it worked out. It was funny. Here we are, hopefully forever. Maybe.
Beautiful Allenton.
Yes. I really loved the country life. I used to always think it was boring growing up and sad. But then once I met friends that lived in the country and saw all the fun things they did with four-wheelers and wave runners on the lake, camping, bonfires, animals. I always wanted a big garden so we could grow our own vegetables. So first it was gardening, and I wanted my own chickens, just fresher food, better tasting eggs, and the fun of having chickens. And that turned into us wanting to expand into goats.
So I grew up in the country. I've always lived in the country growing up, and I love the freedom. Being able to do whatever I want, really ride four-wheelers, snowmobiles, just have fun outside. And I have more space to do all the things that we love to do outside, and just enjoy really our home oasis, because at the end of the day, it's nice to take vacations and get away, but sometimes when you just come home from work, you want your own little staycation.
That was a really beautiful pink flower. It almost looked tropical. That would bloom in the summer. All this is going to get destroyed when they take the house out. I had thyme, sage, and rosemary, and lavender, and it's all gone. All gone, but it can be replanted.
When I found this particular property, we fell in love with everything. How it looked. It just felt like home. Everything just kind of came together, so it was like, okay, this is perfect. I didn't have a chance to clean up, so yeah, pardon the mess.
It actually wasn't our first choice in a style house, having a Cape Cod.
What I liked about the house was that it was cozy. It wasn't so much about the house as it was about the property. We have a kitchen and dining room, and then the living room kind of all flow together, and this is kind of the heart of where we spend our time. We knew we had a vision for the kitchen, and we were working on that, and we made it a really nice functional kitchen. Those are the elements about the house that we really did like, and combination with the property, and it just fit for us. It worked out really well. Once we know how much we get back, then that will give us the ability to plan for the rebuild, like set the budget, if you will. And then based on what that budget is, we work with the architect to redesign, a house. And this is going to be existing foundation, but everything else we get to customize. So it'll be completely custom built. Everything will be torn down, thrown away, hauled away. Then we clean up the site, prep it for build the house with our contractor. But once we complete that, eventually you get to the move-in date. So we're really looking forward to that. Slightly stained hoodie, but it kind of has that cool, like, burnt-in look.
I started working out in college. I took a weightlifting class, and then probably a year or so later, I met you, and you were already full-fledged bodybuilder. You started training me, teaching me how to eat, and it was really amazing how much food and exercise can impact your physique.
For me, it was just, I love sports, right? So growing up, I wasn't good at really sports. I wasn't good at basketball or volleyball, but I loved to play, right? So, and part of, sports is being strong. I just love that feeling, and started to get into Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movies and how muscular and powerful he was, and just watching his story of being an inspiration, that you can take control of your life, of your body, be healthy and strong, because it was such a core part of who I was. It's almost like my identity, and after a while, with kids and jobs and stress, and I just lost the passion, and it really had a negative impact on my body, my emotional well-being, my mental focus. Just everything was falling apart because I got away from who I was. It was probably a good 10 plus years that I didn't train.
Like you said, it's like life got crazy, things got stressful, things aren't always easy, you try to hold on to working out and eating good, and it slowly fades, and before you know it, you don't have energy, you're weaker, you're trying to pick up bags of dog food, and you're like, wow, this is heavy, what happened to me? One day we just decided we had enough.
The timing is crazy because, when I started to get back into working out, I built, a home gym, and I had basic
we were working
equipment
out at the home gym for a
to
while.
work out at home. Before the
Yep.
fire, we thought, hey, let's get a membership at a gym. I call it Umbra Strength and Fitness, and it's an amazing gym, and I got to know a lot of the members there, and really kind of bonded with a lot of people there. And it's like
It's been a big help.
it's your own, it's your little culture, your little community, your little gym family, and it really, it's something you look forward to every day. It just helps you feel grounded. And throughout the last couple months, when we had the fire, there was a place that I could still go to and feel normal. For that 2 hours that I'm there, clear out my mind of all the stresses of the fire and the tragedy, and just be normal and do something positive for my body.
I do find that amazing,
To get
the
through
timing.
tragedies like that,
Right.
it's something that really does help. And it doesn't have to be the gym. It could be any hobby or anything that you enjoy doing. Just for us, it happens to be the gym.
They always say working out and getting fit is not about motivation 99% of the time. It's about consistency and drive and a vision and powering through pain. When you learn how to get through tough stuff, like, because I've competed, so I know what it's like to have an end goal. You can't have excuses, and you got to keep going. You have to put your emotions aside, and you just got to get to work. I don't know, just mental toughness. I mean, there's the emotional part where you've lost things, but then you have to remind yourself that it's just things.
That's a really cool picture. Like how the drywall and everything, insulation fell around them, and they're still there just like watching. Hey, we got you.
So I used it as an opportunity to not downplay the sadness and the trauma of my 3 children losing everything they owned, or most everything they owned, but to also tell them that at any time in life, like, you could lose everything that you have, and understand that it's just things, and that it's people that matter more than it is your material items in your house, because they can be replaced.
And ultimately faith, right?
Yep.
Faith, because we don't understand why we're here and what our purpose is always. It's sometimes hard to figure out life. But there's a greater power in this world that kind of drives really the center of who we are and our soul, and always, just having faith that we're going to get through tough times, and we're going to be right where we need to be, at every moment. We went through job changes and having to move and things like that, where it wasn't really our choice,
Sometimes,
but
yeah.
we found ourselves together with family, like you said, and just knowing that we could come together and everything's going to be okay. Just having that ultimate faith that things are going to work out, you're going to be just where you need to be.